And if you will direct your attention to Mr. Russell's over here. You may proceed, Russell's. He is our lion for the opening.
Arr. That was nice.
It's like those movies where the lion roars at the
Yep.
beginning.
He's MGM production.
It was a clear day on the Lion's Pride. Much had happened the night before. Risen pirates had assaulted the ship, but thanks to the effort of her brave crew, the fight was won. However, the ship had taken significant damage and desperately needed to stop for repairs at a nearby port. Pula and Paddle were on the ship's deck, looking out over the waves, and were anxious to see what new adventure awaited them. Pula was now an honorary member of the crew, and Paddle was her new bodyguard.
Whew, Quaggan can't wait to see what's on the shore.
Hula will love it, I'm sure.
I think everyone will know what I'm expecting to happen on this part.
Hours passed, until finally the lookout shouted, "Land ho!" Pula and Paddle rushed to sea and were excited, and were so excited that they jumped and waved their tiny little arms in glee.
Everyone knows what to do. Expect to see Quaggans waving arms in glee. Or did they fix that glitch?
It almost worked.
There you go!
You're all failures in my mind.
I can't do it.
You had one job.
You got a strife left. You can't do it right.
Pula needed to get to Lion's Arch, but she couldn't pass up the chance to do some exploring. This was going to be so amazing. The ship turned and pulled into the port, and the sight was astounding. The entire boardwalk was covered in tents, balloons, lights, and all kinds of different merchant stands.
User joined your channel.
There was food and crafts and drinks everywhere of all sizes, shapes, and colors. Our little Quaggan adventurers let out a squeak as they rushed down the ship's ramp onto the street for a better look. There was talking and laughing and singing and music filling the air. Hula and Paddle started to rush right into the festivities, but before they could, the captain called out for their attention.
Just a moment. Now hold on there, you two. This is the Festival of the Wolf. It's hosted every year by the Norn at this port. You're welcome to look around, but remember, the whole crew will be staying at the Howling Pride Inn. It has a very lively hostess, We are leaving port as soon as the repairs are done in the morning, so don't be late. I have a critical shipment to deliver, so I don't want to wait around for you if you are. Now, off with you.
Pula and Paddle set off into the festival. First, they had to visit the fish stand, of course. There were so many different types of fish. Naturally, they tried each one, until their bellies were about to burst. Then it was off to the crafting and clothing stands to try on all kinds of Norn beads and necklaces and funny shirts. They wandered until late into the afternoon, dancing and singing and drinking with all of the local Norn.
I wonder if Quaggan's drink is considered underage.
Nonsense. Just because they're small doesn't mean they're young. Eventually, our poor Quaggan heroes... Why are they poor? They're perfectly fine. Eventually, our Quaggan heroes were starting to get tired. They're tired. So they began looking for the Howling Pride Inn that the captain had told them about. Toward the center of the town, there was a large, beautiful building. It gave a warm and welcoming feeling with a large howling wolf symbol above its large wooden door, which stood open to welcome all guests.
Everyone's a critic.
As they entered the inn, they soon discovered that the festival outside carried on inside. It was a regular Norn mood with tons of beer and boasting and songs. The Quaggans looked around trying to figure out where to start and who to talk to, when suddenly came a huge Norn woman from the crowd right towards them.
I might have you play a Margie there, Strockle.
User joined your channel.
Give
Welcome,
it a minute.
my young Quaggan guests.
Good evening, guys.
My name is Margie, and I'm the head mistress of this fine establishment that you see here. I haven't seen Quaggans here in ages. Come in, grab an ale. The captain told me all about you poor dears, your village, and all those undead. My husband Younger used to fight those monsters when he was in the pack. Didn't you, Younger?
Welcome to Quaggan Story Time. If you're confused. We'll explain later.
Younger, an older-looking Norn sitting behind the bar, released an approving grunt before downing yet another ale. In typical Norn fashion.
Oh, don't you mind him. He's just getting drunk again. But between you and me, he couldn't hold more than a pint without passing out on the floor. Now there's your rooms to discuss, but don't you want to go see some boring old room, do ya? Nah. I can see the lust for excitement in your eyes. You must have some Norn in ya, and you want adventure.
Pula and Paddle looked at each other with excitement, but before they could even say a word, they were both picked up and sat down next to a fire pit where Margie sat down and put on her storyteller headdress, shaped like a wolf head, and played a small tune on her flute. Pula and Paddle looked on confused, but also quite intrigued.
You see, my small friends, the Festival of the Wolf is to honor a very special wolf spirit that dwells in the woods nearby, a mistfire wolf. Every year, on the evening of the festival, it can be seen wandering in the forest with its signature howl. In fact, it's almost time for it to appear. The woods have always been safe and peaceful and a plentiful source of food, but nobody has ever been able to catch the spirit, not even the most masterful hunters, like Younger over there.
Younger, of course, lays passed out drunk on the floor, bellowing out a loud snore.
As I was saying, legend has it that this wolf spirit acts as a guardian for the powerful mist demon that used to prowl the lands here and still guards its binds to this day. There's a trail that leads through the woods and then back to the inn. Perhaps you two brave adventurers like yourselves might want to go take a look. I'll just set this pot to simmer at the back of the fire and we'll go take a look as long as we're back before sunset. I'm making my famous spicy yak stew, greatest in all of Terria, if I say so myself.
Pula and Paddle looked at each other and smiled with excitement.
Ooh, Quaggan loves adventure. Let's go, let's go!
Both Quaggans rushed out toward the pass with Margie in tow. Margie smiled and followed behind the young Quaggans to make sure they would stay safe.
Hold up there, you two. There can't be any adventuring going on with the great Margaret Heathstone not there.
The three set out along the pass through the great forest. The trees were as tall as redwoods, and the sun shined through their leaves, creating great beams of light. The forest was full of all manner of little creatures, like rabbits and squirrels, and even a suspiciously wily chipmunk. Pula could have even swore it looked like there was a strange tag over its head. The path twisted and turned through the trees and over the hills deeper into the forest. As they pressed on, the forest began to grow darker and thicker, and Margie seemed confused.
Ooh, Margie, what's wrong?
The forest has never been this eerie before. Something feels wrong.
Suddenly, a ruffle in the bushes caught the attention of our adventurers, and then another, the opposite side of the path. They peered into the darkness, and then they heard it, a loud wolf's howl. Out from the darkness walked the glowing visage of a misfire wolf staring directly at them. They could not believe their eyes. The wolf was right there, right in front of them. It released another howl and spoke in a powerful voice. It is free. Danger approaches.
Nice.
The group looked around them to see several red eyes appearing in the darkness. The eyes were appearing all around them and were slowly creeping closer. The wolf spirit leapt down onto the path ahead and looked back towards our heroes. Follow! The wolf then began to run with great speed down the path. What choice did they have? Margie picked both Quaggans up into her strong known shoulders and began to run as fast as she could, following the Great Spirit to what they could only hope was safety. Bula and Paddle clung onto Margie with all of their might and looked behind them to see mysterious eyes following them. Their chilling gaze getting closer on all sides. They were closing in. The wolf darted and dashed through the trees, with Margie doing all she could to keep up. Through the trees, sliding down slopes and darting one direction, then another, through the branches and leaves, the wolf's howl echoing throughout the forest. Where were they going? Finally, the group broke from the forest into a clearing. A bright light shined down all around them as the Mist Wolf stood upon a stone in the center and released a long howl. The red eyes surrounded the entire clearing, but dared not enter. The wolf glowed with a powerful aura. Begone! It commanded. A burst of mist energy shot forth from the wolf in a ring that spread from the center, dispelling the evil back from whence it came. The red eyes were gone. Margie, Pool, and Paddle sat down exhausted and relieved. The wolf stepped down and approached the trio, its gaze locked on Pula. The energy of the mist has been disturbed. The demon is free, and your village is threatened. You do not yet have the ability to see or understand the danger yet, but soon you will. Pula was shocked. Was the wolf talking about her? How did the wolf know about her village? Before she could ask these questions, the wolf disappeared into the mist. Pula ran out to try and stop the wolf before he vanished, but was suddenly trapped in a force field, and Paddle as well. Margie rushed to try and free her, but was knocked back as soon as she touched the field. Several Inquisisora then appeared around their new campus.
Sir, the pulses of radiant mist energy are coming from one of these two Quaggans.
Excellent. Activate the teleportation matrix. These two test subjects are perfect for our tests for the new modified machine.
Margie looked on helplessly as the Inquest and the two Quaggans vanished, while Zap, kidnapped by the Inquest.
Oh no! I need to tell the captain!
Margie rushed back to the inn. What is this new demonic threat the wolf warned of? What could the Inquest possibly want with two Quaggans? And just how spicy is Margie's spicy yak steak stew? Tune in next time for Quaggan Adventure Saga Episode 3, Deus Ex Quaggan.
She didn't leave them, they vanished.
Hey,
Whatever,
did that?
Margie. You let that happen.
Chicken shit runs away.
I am not going to be able to do my part if someone says no one ever expects the Assuring Inquisition right before I have to say something.
That was
Yeah, there you have
didn't
it.
quite
That's
think of
Quaggan
that way,
story
but-
time.
I spit Coke out all over my dang keyboard and stuff.
Oh no!
No one expects the Inquisition.
Oh god. I was
Yeah,
trying
my
hard
mom
not to
actually
laugh through that.
FaceTimed me during that last part. I took my headphones off and she could hear it in the background. It's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, thanks.
Adult story time. There's nothing wrong with that.
Mike Quaggan got scared and he hid behind Faust.
Faust isn't gonna do shit to protect you. He's a filthy Azura. He's probably in on it.
Probably.
It's true, but I didn't know that at the time.
An excellent job, Strappa. And Mira.
Yes, good job to you both.
Mira was an excellent choice for our surprise innkeeper.
Mm-hmm. Rocco's evil voice is creeping me out, man.
I was kind of creeped out at that.
That was some pretty evil shit. I think the wolf was meant to be benevolent, but he definitely made it questionable till the end.
Well, I
Everybody's
prefer
a
that, yeah.
critic, huh, Strachel?
But actually, it's better if it's a little more, you're not sure, because everyone's like, it's a trap, it's a trap. It's like, no, the wolf really means to help them. But nobody really knew.
I didn't get that.
It wasn't obvious till the end.
Like,
And
come with me.
Simba's first Azuran Inquisitioner guy. I could just see a little Azuran wearing a pocket protector, so he did really good job on that one for sure.
Yes.
Very nice.
And there we have it. Quaggan story time.
Hooray!
Everyone get 25 stacks of trunk before we do practice.
Right? Oi, oi, oi.
Oh my god, Quaggan's drinking. They just look like they're having seizures.
Oh god.
Look at me here.